Hey everybody, welcome to the infinite regression. Oh my god, so infinite, so regressy. And the fact that you're here can only mean one thing, that I, the disembodied voice which is speaking to you right now, can be none other than the mysterious personage known only as the Badger. Hey, it's me, you're you, let's get after it. You know what we do here, aside from being damned for all of eternity in this endless void. What we do is we play some video games. And today we got an interesting little game. Is interesting, and I'm still sorting my feelings about it, so we'll figure them out as we go. The game is Mitsurugi Kamui Hikae. Uh, I do not speak Japanese. Please do not fault me on my pronunciation. I'm trying my level best. I promise. Anyway, so this game right here, Mitsurugi Kamui Hikae, or Hikae, I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. I told you. Anyway, this is one of them games that you look at and you're like, what is this? Because at first I thought, oh, maybe this is one of them one versus one fight out in a 3D arena sort of game, like a Dead or Alive sort of a deal. Nope, it's not that. And then all of a sudden a whole bunch of enemies showed up, and I thought, oh, it's going to be one of those where you fight off tons of enemy hordes all at the same time. Nah, not quite. It's an in-betweener. It's like kind of that and kind of not and kind of this and kind of to other. So you kind of have to take it as it is. What it is, you can see from the opening cutscene here, which is, bit of a cutscene. You are this Japanese schoolgirl who, aside from having a very short skirt, has a sword and panties, which you can see plenty of, but also we'll get to that. It's not all about the pantsuit, or is it? Or is it, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, but you got your sword, and your best friend has this evil sword of evil. And so now you got to go and you got to defeat your friend, except your friend is spawning these guys that you then have to fight off. And they get progressively more difficult, and then you get some bosses and whatnot. And so, yeah, that's basically the game. That's what it is. So when you look at it on the surface, it's like, okay, this might be a pretty fun thing. It doesn't look badly made. It doesn't look like the animations are at all wonky and whatnot. It's from 2014, so you forgive a little bit of the aliasing and whatnot that you see on the figures, and you forgive the fact that it's not the most up-to-date graphics, whatever. Who cares? Gameplay is king, right? Yes, exactly. Gameplay is king. And how does this Mamma Jamma play? It plays okay. It plays all right. So the point of the game is to look up the girl's skirts. I mean, to swing the sword. And there are a variety of ways in which you can swing the sword. You also have punchy, kicky type moves. You do more punchy, kicky, that charges up your sword so that you can do these tediously long to charge up celestial moves, which I found to, I barely pulled them off. You see me pull them off a few times in this footage is all, because other guys will come and sword you in the face when you are waiting for your very slow charged move to charge up. That's a bit of a problem, bit of a drawback, but it's not the only game that has that kind of a long charge where you're sort of vulnerable while you're charging, so you better find a way to charge and also be close enough to the enemy to do damage once you release the thunder, as 'twere. So, yeah, there's a bit of a balance there. Then you've got your your other sortie type attacks. There are dashes, there are blockies, there are other sorts of things. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I fiddled around with the controls a little bit before starting to record this thing, and yeah, it's not like I am not perfect at it. So take that with a grain of salt. The fact that there are more controls available than I actually used, because I find myself in a moment of panic being like, well, I could push one of these four buttons that I know for sure what it's going to do and how to do it, or I could push one of these ones that it taught me at some point and I don't remember if it's block or dash or what. And I might just have to take a hit in the face if I hit the wrong thing. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use the buttons that I already know and know well. So that's a little bit of what you see. And so, yeah, please 100% fault me as a player if that factors into my review at all. If you think I'm giving this thing an unfair review just because I'm not better at playing it, sure, call me out on it. It's fine. I would welcome the challenge. I would welcome the feedback. But I will tell you, from my perspective, this thing gets very tedious very fast. It just does, man. It does. You fight a lot of the same grunty McGruntles who have the same moves and come like, look, in the world of hack and slashies and beat 'em ups type of games, the key is always variety. And if you can't deliver in variety of moves that you can do, then you have to deliver in variety of enemies that you face. And you think back to some of the early hacky slashy type of games, right? You know, I think of Golden Axe for some reason because, Golden Axe. I played a fair bit of that back in the day. Yeah, Golden Axe, you do encounter some of the same types of enemies for a while, and then it mixes it up. You get those little animals that you can ride around on and smash people with, and there are pickups, and then there comes that little guy who, like, if you hit him, he gives you potions, and then, people try and steal stuff from you and whatnot. And then, like, there's a whole other aspect of the game that keeps rolling through to keep you entertained in the meantime, so you don't get completely bored by the relentless hacky slashy nature of the thing. So there are a lot of ways that you can deal with the doldrums. You can do it with level design. You can do it with enemy types. You can do it with unlockables and upgrades. You can do it with character development and plot development and all of these things. Guess how many of the things I just said this game has? Well, I guess it does have upgradable moves. It's got one. It's got one of these things, and it's kind of a pain to get them. So, yeah. I mean, yes, you can upgrade your moves. You can unlock new moves. But also it doesn't do the best job of like really explaining. Like, I was looking in the store and I was like, I don't know, is this that one that I do when I hit this button? Because it's giving me a Japanese name and I don't speak Japanese. We have established this. So it's not perfect. It really is not perfect. So not perfect. But Panties, you get to stare at panties. You get to look up skirts, and that's the whole thing. Does that make it worth it for you? If so, your life is sad, my friend. Your life is sad if looking up 2014 not very well rendered panties is what, really brightens your day. There's so much more to the world, my friend. Oh, I weep for you openly. So, yeah, that part I just can't get behind. Now, I was I was very pleasantly surprised when some bigger, mini boss type dudes started showing up, but they were way too easy. The first one I killed, I was like, "What? You shouldn't have been that easy." And then I got to the boss man. And I died, and then I died again, and then I died multiple times because I was not good at the game, as you could probably see. But the fact is that it was pretty darn tedious because they didn't change it up. Look, apparently there are other arenas that you can get to. I only got to the first one. Apparently there's 4, maybe 5 of them. That's still not enough, dude. That is fewer arenas than are in Street Fighter 2, which is from a bajillion years ago, aka the early to mid 1990s. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Like, you have way too few arenas, and the thing is that this big open space level design is not the best. You can do better. You can do more. Because this game is $10. Like, it's $10. And I know that I'm a skinflint, a word that you don't hear very often, a cheapskate. I am miserly. So, yeah, I don't like spending a lot of money on video games. I'm glad that Russians got this game for me because, like, quite frankly, it is not that much to it. It really is not. And look, the reviews on this thing are really positive, and I'm guessing that it's mostly for the panties. That's my guess. But that's not enough for me. I'm sorry. I have to have gameplay, and I have to have variety, and I have to have like a sense that I'm progressing, that I'm getting anywhere. Not, you flash wave 4 up on the screen and it's the same exact dudes that I just fought in wave 3. That's not gonna do it, unless of course it's super interesting, like, hey, I give you, for instance, over 9,000 zombies. There are over 9,000 zombies and over 9,000 zombies. No, there's a lot of zombies in that game. And there are multiple waves. In between waves, you get to upgrade your fortifications and sort of prepare for the next wave of things. And there are things for you to do, which, if you do them well, will increase your odds of surviving the next wave. And, like, even in a game that is 2D and as simple as over 9,000 zombies, they thought about the variety, how to make the game interesting over time. And this one just isn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zenith Blue, the developer of this game. I'm sorry, Playism, who published this. And the Playism just basically imports Japanese games for an American market, as far as I could tell. They got a lot of anime-type games in their stable. And I doubt very much that this is their flagship production. For Zenith Blue, I can't find anything else, not on Steam anyway. And on Playism, there's like a bajillion different games that they've done. And quite frankly, all of them look better. So many of them look better than this one. I'm sorry that I feel that way, but I do. I do, friends. I do. So yeah, give me a sec. I'll put a final score on this one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, given the fact that this game is generally so shallow, and it doesn't matter that I'm terrible at it, it is a shallow game. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel about it. That's the way it is. So I'm not going to rate it very highly. And it really makes me wonder, at the, like, 2,000 people who rated it highly, are you that hard up for Pantsu? You get this game on Steam, which has to be internet connected. I don't know if you know this, there are pictures of pantsu you can get for free on the internet. You don't even have to buy a game. It's amazing. Anyway, yeah, really, honestly, to me, I look at this and I'm like, yeah, basically it's just a upskirt game with some half decent swordplay. That's it. That's about it. So I'm giving it a 3 out of a possible 6 pantsu. That's a 50%. That is a fail for me. Not that impressed with this game. I'm sorry. Got to bring more than panties if you want to impress this guy. So that'll do it for this one. I will see you in the next one, people. Okay, bye.